Coach Reeves, I got to tell you, your team had a 7-0 lead, and then for 3 quarters, it was all Chicago Sky.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I did notice the pep talk you gave at one of the timeouts. Reminded my dad yelling at me when I took the card when I wasn't supposed to. But I got to tell you, I marveled at how you, and this is a testament to the depth of this club, different puzzle pieces that you can insert, and I found the right combination here, and let's run with it. And you held that team to 5 points in the fourth quarter. Remarkable. Yeah,
I thought it was too. We knew, what was happening to us offensively. Give, Chicago credit that they've been hanging their hat on. They're really tough physical defense, and, has made us play a little out of character. Again, credit to them. But we said, look, until we find our footing offensively, and we never found our footing offensively, but, that we knew that defense had to be our path, and it would give us the best chance. Anytime you play on the road, we didn't play the defense in Dallas, so coming off that game, it was highly important to us that we do that. 24 points in the first quarter was too many. They really got anything they wanted to do. And then we settled in, and we were, it was gutsy. We were, we believed that we could do it with our defense. And like you said, we found the right combinations of matchups, et cetera. Our bigs battled, even though there were, 11 offensive rebounds between Reese and Cardoso. They combined 5 for 25. So our ability to compete in there and block shots, I think we had 9 block shots. We obviously give up a lot of size, but they're just gritty. I really appreciated our defensive effort, because that was what's going to get us to the finish line.
That fourth quarter performance, holding them to 5 points. What was your message to them ahead of that quarter?
I don't necessarily know. We just knew we had a lot of possessions left. A lot of our messaging was, again, hold the fort down with our defense, and hopefully we could, play in rhythm just like they want to play in rhythm off of their defense. That's what happened offensively. They played off our offense like most of the night. I think we led in the game for 5 minutes, and we got beat for 35. Luckily, it was, still within reach for us, and we knew, we reached our goal of the, in a row stops, because if you don't do that, you're not going to win. And so we did it at key times, and we got accustomed to, some of it is, we played how many games now? 18 games. We're almost halfway. It's the first time we're seeing a team. First time they're seeing us since preseason. Same for us seeing them and kind of who they are, and sometimes adjusting to a way a team plays and what they do. They're different than a lot of the other teams in terms of the ways that they forcefully get to places. And Kennedy's identity and Mabry's identity and Angel, Cardoso, like they just, they have those moments where they can push these buttons. Defensively, we just needed to hold the fort down, and we did.
And then when you look at your bigs, Lana just kind of talked about the fact that they're maybe undersized compared to front courts in the league. Again, today going against Camila and Angel, what kind of effort does it take to shut down the inside game against a front court like that? You saw them display so well in the fourth quarter.
It takes a team effort. It's certainly, I hope Lan never feels like she's by herself. And we always give her, call it the worst assignment. It's the dirtiest one. And she responds well to it, and she's smart, and she plays on angles and timing and, understanding, what the tendencies of a player is. And so, every game we give up size, and, the advantages that we had at the other end didn't show itself today. We just couldn't find our way from the 3-point line, which has been, a staple of ours, but we had some recognition that we couldn't just keep firing away from 3. But I think we give up size all the time.
Now pivot to the Zoom, start off with Kent, followed by Terry.
Coach, you talked about the kind of the resilience and staying power of this team all year, playing 40 minutes. But just talk about how a team can not even, maybe give up on defense, but notch it up 4 levels on a night when nothing's happened really for the way they want it on the other end. in general, and in particular, McBride finding a way to win it for you on a night where she just can't seem to hit a three.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised. 2 for 6 is 33%. It's not terrible, but
Yeah.
it's 65%, whatever she was shooting, right? And I don't think any of us think that that's going to, sustain itself through the season. There's going to be a correction, and we're going through a correction. If this is the worst of it, we're going to be okay. K-Mac's going to be okay. But I think when she maybe sat for a little bit and just kind of maybe got her wits about her and like how she needed to lead our team and what we needed to be successful. With 5 minutes to go, we said, go, you've got Kennedy Carter. And she made some huge plays on Carter. Got the ball deflected and kept her from getting to her spots and, in ways that we weren't able to do before that. So I was really proud of her because I'm quite sure she probably called me a few names in that stretch. She was on the bench and, but whatever we need to do to get her to the place that we had to get her to. I think what it says about our team is what we've said most of the season, that this tested us. This tested us. We were frustrated. I was imploring them to not play frustrated, but to play focused. That's the only way that we can change this. Have the emotional maturity that we know and love you for. Don't be frustrated. Don't splinter in any way. And we were able to hang in there and they're thrilled. They're thrilled that we came out with a win. It's an ugly duckling, but we'll take it.
And many of her points came on free throws after she got a big rebound or a big play. I mean,
She did, yeah.
It wasn't just her scoring; she was earning those free throws with some pretty big plays at the other end.
Yeah, no, it was her defense. It was her defense today that was impressive for sure. Her loose balls, her battling under the basket. She wanted to win the game, and she really imposed her will. I was thrilled. Only 10 points in the paint in the second half. 2 of which were that tough call there at the end. I think there's a conspiracy theory here in Chicago to get another double for Angel. But okay, you can have that, and we'll take the dub. Kidding, of course, Ken. Don't write that. You're gonna write that. No, don't write that, please. Jerry,
Thank you.
Hey, Coach. Congrats on the win. Sitting here trying to figure out if that was statistically the most impressive fourth quarter you've been a part of, and have the box score from the 2006 WNBA Finals when the Detroit Shock outscored the Sacramento Monarchs 16-2 in the fourth quarter.
But they have 4. They have 4.
It's
4 or 2.
two.
Yeah,
Basketball record is 2.
that was the record. Yeah,
I believe so. But just and K-Mac and Lan, when they were in here, mentioned just being too focused to really kind of understand that there's it was the Sky were stuck at 2 for about 9 minutes there. But just
when you're in a moment like that, that's certainly not. You're not like you're just thinking about the next play, which is just terrific. That's exactly, they're like you kind of almost like zone out about that. You're not at the end. They go, oh really? Wow, we only held them to 5. They're just focused on winning the next possession.
Right, but just in like the ruthlessness of the defense of this team that we've talked about all season, it just felt like yet another like chapter in like the masterclass that they've been writing all season. Just like think of like the perspective of what they just did to earn that win on the road, going 18-5 in the fourth quarter. Like how special was that defensive performance?
Well, it's what we needed, and this is exactly how we have to think on the days that maybe our offense isn't what we want it to be, especially on the road. And to have an offensive performance down in Dallas where we shoot 47%, we shoot great from 3, and we do all that and lose. I think that was probably fresh on their minds. We did not defend at a high enough level, and on the road you must. And so I appreciated that they had that recognition today.
Mike?
Yeah, Cheryl, Terry just took one of my questions, but my other one is, what did you think of Fee's performance today? Battling through a right wrist. Looks like she couldn't hit much of anything early, but came back and just was Fee. Yeah,
and that's what Fee does. And we always say that. So for the 10th time in Lynx history, she has 5 by 3 for the 10th time, and that's why I say like her bad games are so interesting to me. They're still historic and like, so like for her wasn't necessarily up to par. I don't think it was the wrist. So I don't want to say that. I don't know if she would offer something different. But you know, she steadied us, and again, her and Lan and Dorka. I thought they were terrific in battling in places that we needed them to defensively and securing rebounds.
Great. Thanks, Cheryl.
Thanks.